Hey there, Samantha Garrett here, and today we're going to look at a couple of different ways that you can set up multiple time zones in Google Calendar. Now, this is great if you are working with colleagues across the globe or sometimes just even within the same country, but in multiple time zones, particularly if you are scheduling events with them. Because one of the features I'm going to show you, called the world clock, actually will show you how the time will change depending on the actual time you're scheduling the event. So it's super cool. So let's not wait anymore. Let's jump in right now and take a look. Okay, so I am in my Google Calendar. Now, to set up multiple time zones, we do need to jump into the settings. So we're going to come up here over to the right-hand side to the settings cog and jump into settings. So we're in the general section up the top. And the time zones are right here, just second and third from the top. And as I mentioned, there's two different options. We've just got displaying a secondary time zone and setting up the world clock. So I'm going to do one at a time and show you what they look like. So first thing, this secondary time zone, it's going to show side by side two different time zones. So I'm going to pop it on. Now you'll see it's got my primary time zone here, Eastern Australia time. I'm in Melbourne, and I can give it a label. So what that means is it's what it actually shows at the top of the screen. So I'm not going to do that yet because I want to show you what it looks like, and then we can come back and change it. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to add a secondary time zone in here. Oops, tick the box to display secondary, and then come down here, and then you can select your secondary. So I'm going to screw it down. Now, I tend to do a lot of work with people in New Zealand, so I'm going to scroll down. And New Zealand's all the way at the bottom. You can see GMT at +13. So you do have to select it in terms of what the GMT is. It's in order. So I'll select that there. Beautiful. Okay, so it's all done. You'll see down the bottom, settings saved. I don't have to do anything else. So I'm just going to click back here. And in just a second, you'll see at the top left, it says GMT 13 and GMT +11. So I have these two time zones side by side. But I find it a little bit confusing when it just has the actual GMT label up the top there. So that's where we can jump back into these settings and we can actually pop a label. So I'm going to put this one here as Melb, and I'm going to put this one here as NZ with a capital Z. Beautiful. So we'll go back here and you'll see it's saving it, and it now says NZ and Melbourne up there. So it's much smoother, and I can see side by side the time. Okay, so let's jump in now and look at the second one, which is the world clock. So I'm going to come back into that settings cog, back into settings, and the world clock is just below here. So show world clock, we're going to pop that on, and I'm going to add a time zone, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So we'll jump in, we'll add this time zone. It's currently got my time zone. Probably not very helpful. I do know what the time is in my own time zone, but hey, good. And look, let's just do Hawaii. So I've just selected that from the list. You can select any one, but seeing Hawaii's popped up for me. Let's jump back out, and you will see here on the left, it now says Honolulu time 6:08 p.m. So the world clock does show below this little mini date picker here. So you can see we've got it, and it's telling me that currently here in Melbourne, I know it's 3:08 p.m. So in Honolulu, it's 6:08 p.m. So we can add more world clocks down here. So I'm going to jump into settings, and I'm going to add a couple more. So I'm going to add a time zone in here, and I'm just going to select something else. Let's see what feels good. What about United Kingdom? We'll pop that on, and we might do a third one. So I can just keep layering these up here, which makes it really, really cool. So let's scroll down and see what jumps out to me next. What about Malaysia time? Wonderful. We'll pop that on. Done. Okay, so we've got 3 world clocks. So I'm going to jump out of these settings. You'll see all 3 of them are shown over here on the left. Now, this is where things get really, really cool, because when you are scheduling events in your calendar, you can use that world clock to actually see what the time would be in each of those locations at the time you're proposing to have that event. So, for example, if I'm looking to do something on Thursday at 2 p.m. my time, if I come over here and just highlight the time block where I want to put the meeting, let's say I want to do it 2 to 3, and the little mini date picker will pop up here, or date picker, the mini calendar creation box will pop up, and you'll see on the left that it has actually changed the world clock to reflect what it would be in each of those time zones at 2 p.m. on Thursday the 6th. So you can see it's going to be 5 p.m. in Honolulu. Now, I know that will be the day before, so I sometimes have to just make little adjustments there in my mind. It'll be 4 a.m. in the United Kingdom, and it will be 11 a.m. in Malaysia. Now, if I was to change something, so let you watch that clock as I change it. I'm going to do it on Friday at, say, 3 o'clock, so an hour later. You'll see it's updated and changed it there. Okay, so there you go. 2 great options for displaying multiple time zones in your Google Calendar. Go ahead and give them a go. I'd love to know how you go with it in the comments below. And if you want more Google Workspace tips and tricks, if you're loving Gmail and Calendar and Drive and you want to learn even more, subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when new videos are released. That's it from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.